The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Tanner Engstrand took us inside his plan to develop Justin Fields. You'll hear from the Jets offensive coordinator, and we'll tell you whether or not you should be excited about Engstrand in 2025. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Show number 2 on the day. It is the 1st of July. Appreciate all of you tuned into the show. Starting a little later this afternoon because I just got done with 2 hours of radio on ESPN New York. Shout out to the Asmaniacs who tuned in. Thanks again to Boy Green who came on the first show today. So if you're seeking Jets content, even in July, this channel is the place to be for that. And we can officially say the New York Jets report for training camp later this month. So enjoy summer. 4th of July is in a few days, but we know in just a little bit we'll be getting set for another Jets season. And the Jets are going to have themselves a brand new offensive coordinator. And look, other than Aaron Glenn, I think you could make a case that Tanner Engstrand is the most important coach that is on this staff. He is a first-time offensive play caller. Now, he has called plays in the college ranks, right? San Diego State or San Diego, it was. He called plays in the XFL part 2 before it was canceled, and then you had part 3 before COVID canceled it, right? But he's never called plays in the NFL. Now, he's been the passing game coordinator of the Lions, and obviously Glenn was around him there in Detroit and brought him over to the Jets. But there's a lot of unknown on Tanner Engstrand, just like there's a lot of unknown on, what level of quarterback the Jets are going to be able to get out of Justin Fields. That we don't know. But I was listening to Engstrand on the Jets official podcast. They posted the full interview earlier today. Now, the interview was recorded during OTA, so it's not like this just happened, but all the comments are still relevant. And this was Tanner Engstrand being asked about his relationship with his quarterbacks. And it's a little sample on what we might be getting with the Jets' new OC.
What kind of relationship does an offensive play caller have to have with the quarterback?
I think they have to think the same. They have to know what each other is thinking. So when I call a play, Justin or the other quarterbacks have to know what I'm thinking and why I'm calling that play. So you really have to be on the same wavelength as far as what you're trying to accomplish with each and every play that's out there.
I mean, I just listened to Engstrand talk, and I could play more clips, but I encourage everyone to go and take a listen. And we played some stuff on the show from his press conference when they happened over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he's going to be a great play caller. How can anyone know? But I really like him when he talks. Like, it feels like we have an adult in the room at the play caller spot. I mean, this is not, Nathaniel Hackett admitting in week 9 of the season a few years ago, I didn't realize Breece Hall could catch as well as he could. Like, what? Like, I like the cut of Tanner Engstrand's jib. I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic on Engstrand. I've listened to what Ben Johnson has said about him. I've listened to what Jim Harbaugh has said about him. And look, if you believe in Aaron Glenn, and I know there's a lot of Jet fans who do, we got to hope that Tanner Engstrand is, the right guy. Glenn's talked about how you can't be afraid of playing young players. You can't be afraid of hiring young coaches because everyone's going to need their start. So much of what will define Aaron Glenn is who he hired to his coaching staff, especially on that side of the ball, because Glenn will tell you he's not an offensive coach or a defensive coach. He's a coach. But the reality is this guy is a defensive head coach. That's where he had his success. And while he might know a lot about the offensive side of the ball, That's not his area of expertise. And that's where a guy like Engstrand, that's where he comes in. That's why he's so important. So I am cautiously optimistic about Tanner. I like the fact that he's been around some really good coaches. I like the fact that he comes over with Glenn and they both saw together what it looked like when it was awful, when they both got there, to what it looked like when they left. And what's interesting about Engstrand, this guy was part of the Matt Patricia staff and survived that. He was one of the few coaches that Dan Campbell retained. So obviously Engstrand showed something to Campbell or someone in that building to survive a new regime coming in, because that's rare in the NFL for those who don't know. For instance, the New York Jets coaching staff only has one position coach that was here during the previous administration on Robert Saleh's staff. So usually you clean house. So this guy obviously did something that stood out that made, the Lions with a new regime say, we want to keep this guy. But Engstrand, to me, is so important because beyond just Justin Fields, look, if Fields is the guy, great. If he's not, which is probably how most people would bet right now, that doesn't mean that there's not a path to still having a competent offense, but that's on the coach. Can you design an offensive scheme that can run the football effectively? We gave the stat the other day. The Jets were 31st in run block win rate. Tongue twister. Run block win rate. 31st. Terrible. They had talent on the offensive line. We're going to do a video in the near future about someone I really respect, thinking that Olu Fashanu could be a first-team All-Pro this year. That's how bullish he is on him. That's your left tackle. We all like what they did at right tackle. We think Armand Membu is going to be a good pro. Right? We think that Joe Tippmann in year 3 is going to be pretty good. John Simpson was awesome last year. AVT, another year removed from the Achilles. We've seen him at his best. He's a Pro Bowl player at his best. He's really good. So even if Fields is not this dynamic passer, he's a dynamic runner. And you still have Brees and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. That should be enough to score points. You have Garrett Wilson. You have Mason Taylor now. So I'm trying to be positive here because I like what I've heard from Engstrand. I was reading a story in The Athletic, and this was some reporting here from Zach Rosenblatt on Tanner Engstrand. Quote, I've heard nothing but positive reviews about Tanner Engstrand, the Jets' new offensive coordinator. This is his first shot at calling plays in the NFL. He did so at University of San Diego for a high-scoring offense, but he was highly respected in Detroit for his creativity and contributions to game planning. One Lions coach told me that Engstrand was adept at finding ways to exploit mismatches and implementing ideas from players. And I wanted to highlight that part because I think that's so key for the Jets to have any chance of being better than we think this year. That aspect of it. Exploiting mismatches. When was the last time we looked at a Jets team and we're like, we outcoached them? We had a better game plan for what they did. Good coach teams, that's what you got to do. So I like that. Quote, he also contributed to ideas in the run game while operating as the pass game coordinator. Engstrand would often pop into various position meetings, including O-line meetings, to throw around ideas he thought of for the running game. And the Lions used many of them in 2024. Over the last few years, he attached himself at the hip to innovative OC Ben Johnson. The Lions coach told me that Johnson put his complete trust in Engstrand and leaned on him for ideas, many of which made it into the game plan. The trick plays weren't only coming from Ben Johnson's mind. Are we going to see some trick plays with the New York Jets this year? Engstrand's attention to detail, something that has been lacking the last 2 years with Nathaniel Hackett leading the offense, also came up often. A Jets coach told me in 2023 that he'd never watched less film with the offense in training camp than when Hackett took over for Mike LaFleur. Time will tell on Engstrand, but this is all positive. All positive to me. So I am cautiously optimistic on the Jets' new OC. And just to remind everyone, this was Engstrand on why the Jets signed Justin Fields this offseason?
He is just a talented individual on all facets. He's obviously a physically talented player, right? Everybody talks about the running. Well, the guy's got an arm too, and he does a great job with that. And mentally, he's phenomenal. He's been absolutely phenomenal so far, and we expect more out of that. And there's just a lot of things that you can do with that type of player that is going to put stress on a defense and make that defensive coordinator stay up late at night, as we get going into this thing.
I like it. Now he's got to come through. All these, words sound great. Actions speak louder than words. But I am cautiously optimistic on Engstrand. Now, if he gets Fields to play at a high level, if he's the Fields whisperer, if he develops Fields into being a franchise quarterback, he's not going to be the Jet head coach for all that long. Someone's going to hire him. But I remind everybody, we said this about LaFleur, and that ultimately did not happen. This would be a good problem to have. If you tell me Tanner Engstrand does such a good job with Justin Fields that teams want to make Engstrand a head coach, I think if you're a Jet fan, you'd be nuts to not sign for that right now, given what the last 15 years have looked like. A Jet OC, by the way, is finally a head coach in the NFL. It just took 15 years for it to happen. Congrats to Brian Schottenheimer on being the head coach of the Cowboys. Think about that. So this would be a good problem to have, folks. I mean, the Jets' offense has been putrid during this playoff drought. They've had one top 10 offense during this drought. Over the last 15 years, they're dead last in points per game, 17.5, and the quarterback rating is 40.1. And by the way, they weren't even top 10 in 2015. They finished 11th. Chan Gailey was the play caller then. And the Jets have finished no better than 23rd in scoring offense since that point in 2015. But Engstrand is now the 10th OC and 11th play caller in 15 years. So let's hope that he could finally be the guy that could provide some stability at that spot and be good at the job, most importantly. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. Reminder to everyone, this week on the show, we have an epic Asmaniac raffle. Our theme is Jets, Mount Rushmore. So we're giving away a signed Broadway Joe Namath helmet. Gift a channel membership for your chance to win. Plus a signed Don Maynard helmet. And oh, wait, there's more. Signed Joe Klecko helmet. And last but not least, you guys asked for Revis Island memorabilia, and I'm coming through for the people. Signed Darrelle Revis jersey, our fourth prize in our weekly raffle. And we'll get July 1st started with this. If you gift 5 memberships or more, the first person to do it, we're going to double it to get us going today. We need about 100 and something more memberships to add another channel emoji, as we learned on the first show today. So we're on our way to hopefully getting a Kyle Clifton Edgemo all set up. But it's going to take some time for that. So appreciate everyone who continues to support the show. Quick PSA. Today is July 1st. Join the Patreon if you want your name included when we update the list of names in our monthly countdown ticker. That's included with your membership, plus Discord access to the merch store for 20% off every item, bonus shows, and a whole lot more. So check it out, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Please do so if you haven't done so. We want to get as many Asmaniacs on there as possible. With that said, phone lines are officially open, and you heard me just mention this guy by name, so it's fitting that he's on hold, and he's our first caller today. Kyle, are you there? Kyle.
Yes.
Hey, Kyle.
What's going on?
Are you whispering like Justin Fields?
I don't think so, am I?
No, you sound great.
Thanks. I was crestfallen at the end of your ESPN show when Richard got on. He started talking about tennis. I'm like, I'm not going to make it.
You know what's funny? We had like a glitch in our system today. So he was on hold the entire show, right? But I couldn't see his name. So I'd forgotten about him until that last segment. And I was like, I feel bad not squeezing him in here if he literally sat on hold for 2 hours. And then my producer cut him off because we were up against it for the afternoon show.
Oh, no, I heard. My work life had interrupted with my YouTube life. So I was on hold myself for about 50 minutes. And I'm so spoiled that I usually get on right away when I call ESPN.
I didn't even see you were on hold. I would have went to you.
Yeah. But I'm going to do my call anyway, so that's fine.
No, here we go.
So, with the Knicks hire, right? Like, it looks like it's going to be Mike Brown, right?
It
I
seems
said,
like it. Yeah.
Like, I said in the Patreon earlier today that he seems like he's the retread's retread. This guy's been everywhere, man. And he's kind of uninspiring in that regard. But the one thing you have to remember is if they were going to get rid of Tibbs, they have to go with someone who Jalen Brunson is comfortable with. So if you're a Knicks fan, that's what you got to take heart in, right? That maybe Mike Brown has a relationship or is someone that Brunson is comfortable with for moving forward. Because like you were saying on the show today, it looks like they've added some bench pieces.
I like what they've done a lot. That's what's so crazy about this Knicks scenario. It's like they have a huge question mark at coach, yet they're the betting favorites to come out of the East right now. Like I can't remember any scenario where that's happened before in recent NBA history.
Now, when I called the show earlier, I wanted to talk a little bit of Yankees about Judge and Ohtani. I guess Rich Eisen is in the same predicament as you, and it's kind of a June swoon dead period. And he was talking about the Hall of Fame candidacy for both those guys if they ended their career right now. And I think the consensus was that Ohtani probably wouldn't be there. I think mostly because of the injuries that he's suffered. He's lagging a little bit in some of the benchmark statistical categories. But that Judge right now is super close. And I kind of agree with that. Like, if this guy in the next 2 weeks gets to 350 home runs, he's played a lot of center field, right? And he's the current leader in OPS and slugging, active leader. I don't know, putting his postseason failures aside, which for Yankee fans are very prominent, I think that he would have a pretty good chance if he were to finish out this season in a typical Judgian fashion. And then the last Yankee point I wanted to make was, if Volpe's not going to hit, you might as well play a Peraza.
It's tough to argue with that. And by the way, on Judge, I mean, this is his 10th year in the big leagues, if you think about it. So if he wins a third MVP, I mean, he could retire and he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Right. Now, quickly about the Jets. This is it for Fields, right? So I want to see the urgency when the lights go on. I'm excited about Engstrand like you are. I'm excited to get new voices in the room. We all know that Martini Nate was not cutting it. It's time. Like I want to see him, like when he has an opportunity, not every time, kind of put his shoulder down. Like, and if he sees an opportunity to kind of truck a slot corner and take an extra 3 or 4 yards, let's do that. It's time for him to prove that he's the guy and to gain a starting job on the go forward and what essentially will be a third contract for him that'll set him up for the rest of his life. And hopefully that'll be with us, and hopefully he will be everything that his tools have people drooling over. I appreciate the time, Jake.
Kyle, I'm sorry I couldn't get you on the radio, but I'm glad you're able to make all your takes here.
It's it's par for the course. I'm so spoiled, Jake, that I was like, oh, maybe I'll get on, but like, I know that's more. It's more often than not you don't. So I appreciate it. Take care,
Kyle Clifton, everyone, one of the greats. I appreciate that. I wish I do. Kyle was on hold. We had phone issues today, though. And for those who listen to radio, I'm on again. By the way, a couple of people asked. I'm on this Friday from 10 to 2:30, July 4th. So I'm taking you right into Mets-Yanks pregame show. I think I cursed the Yankees today, too. I'm like, you got to take the Yanks. Fried's pitching. Their record after a loss is incredible, and Fried gave up 4 earned runs today, which is only the second time all year he's given up that many runs. And then Luke Weaver just gave up a grand slam, so the Yankees are probably going to lose here, but it's July 1st, so I'll calm down. John, thank you. You're the first person to gift channel memberships this show. So as promised for John, since he's number 1, we're doubling his 5. He is in the AsManiac raffle for 10.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Matt, the JoJo, Sneakers to Boots, Ray Merck, and Butterscotch 201 are the 5 people who just received a channel membership. Big fella with the super chat, Jordan Clarkson, major upgrade over campaign. Oh, 1,000%. I mean, and the guy that the Knicks signed today to be the backup center, Gershon Yabusele. I mean, he is way better than Precious Achiuwa, who had his moments with the Knicks, but the Knicks got a lot better, I think, over the last 24 hours. I mean, they could start Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson, and then bring Hart, Clarkson, Deuce, and Yabusele off the bench. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a really deep, solid team. So the Knicks have gotten better. It's just they don't have a coach right now. It's very odd. Mike Brown, I mean, he's not an awful coach. He's just not going to excite you. We got to see it. I mean, look, the reality is anyone who coaches this Knicks team, if you don't get to the NBA Finals, you failed. I mean, that's a very, very tough barometer. But I like what they've done so far. I think they've put themselves in a nice spot from a roster standpoint. I mean, Clarkson, he's got the 8th most bench points in NBA history. He's won a 6th Man of the Year award. You don't want him starting for you, but he did average 16 a game last year. Like, he's a perfect scorer off the bench, which is what they needed. But who's the coach going to be? Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you have been asking for an update on something very important to the Asmaniac community. And I'm excited to say I now officially can provide that update.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Charles Gorman has announced that he applied for the host position at the Chili's in Edison, New Jersey, and he will have a job interview with them this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman finally has a legitimate chance at getting off of Mount Unemployment.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Glowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, Charles!
I know what Dave Brigg is like. It's about time he got off his ass. Well, you could thank Nick Shine for that. He actually texted me about Chili's job application on their website. And I was actually, these past few days, I have been thinking about applying to a restaurant. I had a difficult, no, not difficult. I had excuse me, I just drank some water. I was thinking about which one to apply to first, and then Nick Shine just texted me Chili's, and I haven't been to Chili's in so long. So I was like, you know what? Let me apply to them, try for a host position, and any other position there. I said I was interested in, I say dishwasher. No, I washed dishes when I was with JFK Hospital in Edison, so that was good. So yeah, and on the website they asked me to assign a date for my job interview. I said this Saturday at 10:30. So I feel good, man. I feel happy. I can't wait to get a job. I do want to get a job. I know a lot of people have doubting me, but I never really doubted myself. I never doubted those who had faith in me. And for those who had faith in me, thank you so much. I won't hit on the hot waitresses, though I may do that somewhere else. I'm just kidding. But with all due respect, I will I just can't wait, you know? Yes, I burped. That's in the eye.
You talked about food. You got lost in the chat. Did you eat fast food today, Charles?
Maybe.
What'd you have for lunch?
I went to Jersey Mike's.
There it is. Someone got bingo already.
Also paid my rent today, which is important.
What was for dinner, by the way? Have you had dinner yet?
Just my late lunch was my dinner. I have blood work to do at 2:45 tomorrow, so I won't be eating for a while.
Wait a second. You're gonna be able to go from now until 2:45?
No, I'll have a snack, and then around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll stop eating. I'll just be drinking water.
What are you gonna be snacking on?
I have guava cake. Hold on. I think I didn't say it right. Guava cheese. Never mind. Right here. A very lovely woman gave this to me.
A lovely woman.
Lovely lady, lovely woman.
Who
Same
is that?
thing. I think her name was Rose.
Roseanne?
No, Roseanne. I forgot her name, but she was very nice.
Kyle Clifton super chats us. That's what she said. Kyle Clifton in the raffle for 5 with this
What do
generosity.
you mean that's what she said?
Oh, you know.
No, I don't know. I swear.
What'd you get at Jersey Mike's?
Turkey and provolone, a little bit of mayo. That's it, and a bag of French onion. No, sour cream and onion chips.
Now, when you walk into Chili's, are you gonna feel God inside the Chili's?
Am I gonna feel what?
Are you gonna feel God inside the Edison, New Jersey Chili's?
I'll feel good, you know.
Yeah, but are you gonna feel God? Pam Beasley felt God in her local Chili's in Scranton.
Feel God, like I think I got this.
No. God, G-O-D. Like you're gonna experience the feeling of God watching over you at Chili's.
To be honest with you, Jake, I've had those feelings in various places. That's what she said. So how you doing, Jake? How was the Jake, are you there? I'm not gonna blow the interview, Dave Brigger. Trust me. If they ask, I'll give them a copy of my job resume, and I'll answer questions appropriately. You know.
Cash in the penny. It's so real. Yo.
I'm not lost in the chat. I'm just waiting for Jake to talk to me. Hey, Beast, how are you?
Okay, I'm just waiting to do a little. I'm doing some bingo right now. A little man's bingo. Something called Price is Right bingo.
The bingo card with me, huh?
No. It's something a little different. A little different. You ever play Price is Right bingo?
I've watched The Price is Right, but I haven't played Price is Right bingo. Never knew they had a bingo.
It's pretty fun. You'll actually like it. It's pretty fun. I'm already up to level 150.
Good for you, man.
Buckle up, little Joey. Have you seen this, Gabagool? Okay, where'd you get that from? 1984? Because I sure as hell wasn't. I'm not Reese from '84.
For as long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
Enough. 6 rings. We're not gonna have this shit today.
Wizard and magical fart blasting.
Look, 6 rings. Enough's enough. Pew, pew, pew.
Abracadoodle.
You want this? You want your riding crop up the ass, or I can sure arrange it for you, buddy. As they say in the South, you're looking for an ass whooping. You're gonna get one, bear.
Bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba.
6 rings. Look, es puta madre, chingo su madre. Look, vato, don't be screwing with me. You want to get your ass kicked, ese vato? Now look, Holmes, wrong yard, wrong place. I got you 2 other channels you can go to. You can go. You got your Bills channel you can go to. You can go to your Patriots channel. We don't want your services. Okay. Hello, Mr. Gary. What the hell did you do to your hair?
Bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba.
God, 6 rings is just throwing random callers up on the screen. When does this end? Unbelievable. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We opened the show talking about some comments from Tanner Engstrand on the Jets official podcast. Expectations for him in year 1. Your thoughts on that? Hit the like button if you haven't. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We are accepting raffle ticket entries for our Jets Ring of Honor themed raffle. Namath helmet, Maynard helmet, Klecko helmet, Revis jersey, all signed and authenticated by each legendary Jet. John with a super chat. I love Beast Breaker. Now on Block Me Beast. Beast, why'd you block John? He's a fan of yours.
Long time ago. Let's see. For a while back, everyone didn't like me since then, but now we're starting to pick up some speed. But right now,
Abracadoodle.
Look, 6 rings. Ese vato cabrón. You don't want me to F you up big time. Now look, go to your...
Buckle up, little Joey. Have you seen this, Gabagool?
Now that one is actually pretty cool. I don't know why. I think Beast would like that one. Interesting approach from 6 rings. Let's get to some more calls here. Papa Jet is next. Hello, Papa.
Jake, you got me?
I got you, Papa. How are you?
Okay, because my phone was acting up today. Hey, as far as the OC, I'm excited. I mean, he's got to be better than Hackett. So, but I'm excited to see what he's going to do. As far as Charles goes, I wish him good luck. But Jake, what's the odds come Saturday, there's going to be another storyline.
And when you say storyline, you mean something going wrong with the interview, or
Yeah, like another Gator song and all that good stuff.
look, Charles has obviously put himself in a spot where he definitely has some doubters, but if he says he's interviewing Saturday at 10:30 a.m., I think he's going to have the interview, and I think he'll do well, and hopefully he gets the job shortly after that.
Yeah, I wish him luck. We'll see. And Jake, real quick, something funny happened today. I forgot your morning show started early, so I was trying to get on late. I didn't know if you were still on. Like I said, I was having trouble with my phone, so my wife came in, and she wasn't having trouble with hers, so we were comparing shit, whatever. But by the time the show came on, I go, I got it, hon. And she's still there. It was right at the very end, and the first thing you hear is a fart.
Mm.
And then Bobby trying to suck his own man. And my wife goes, hon, I'm telling you, this shit ain't right. It's just, my wife just has, she comes in at the worst times, so she thinks I'm kind of going crazy or whatever. Like I said, hon, that's not even Jake's show. That's Bobby's show, probably.
Right.
Well,
it's just you let me know next time she's around, and we'll play her the finest of clips to really give her a feel for what this show is truly all about.
Yeah, okay. That's all I got.
I mean, we'll give her a feel for what it's like to watch this show on a regular basis.
Fuck you, Alan.
That one was an accident. I meant to play this. Sorry, I didn't mean to play that. Meant to play this.
Good afternoon. I'd like one bag of dicks, please. Thank you very much. All right, I got my bag of dicks. Let's go.
6 rings. That's not what I meant to play. Unbelievable. All right, more of your calls right now. Let's say hello to a man who calls into the show in the nude. Ladies and gentlemen, Charleston Jets Rube is next.
Well, there's a feller they call Charleston Jets Rube, 'cause he calls the show nude, never wears a shirt. And some folks, they don't think he's got pants on either. It's a gosh darn nudist camp. Let's hear it for that Charleston Jets Rube and see if he has any Jets points today.
Hey, Jake, I wanted to give a plug for Ricky New York. He says he's making a show every day this week. I watched his one yesterday. He's got great content, too, and I just think that all the Asmaniacs should subscribe and like to one of the greats.
And he really loves Florida State.
He really does. And he likes to smoke and debate. I do have a take on the OC, but first I wanted to say I really don't understand why Beast isn't like embracing the wizard thing. I mean, he could learn to spell to have unlimited gobblegoo.
Now that is a take I was not thinking of.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadadoodle.
All these clips.
Okay. First of all, I'm gonna cut you off right. I'm not gonna tell you again. Look, the Harry Potter trash goes in the garbage. I'm a sci-fi guy,
you were recording.
Guy, a true sports guy, and also true story guy.
For as long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
Beast,
Well,
let me say something quick. Can I say something quick? If you embrace it, Pat's 12 won't, hack into Jake's system and keep playing all these videos.
You embrace it down here.
Even if you don't want to embrace it, act like you're embracing it.
A monkey's balls nutsack about that goddamn trash heap. That's
I know.
garbage. I'm Mr. Ed, Father Knows Best, and the Patty Duke Show. Let's see if you can remember that one. Yeah.
You're letting them get under your skin, Beast. You're letting them win because you get worked up so much.
I think you're smoking way too many cigarettes and drinking way too much of your own Kool-Aid.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadadoodle.
I'm just trying to help you, Beast. You already got high blood pressure, buddy. Do you take fish oil?
What part of the planet did you move to? What part of the world are you on? Are you on Mars? Are you on Jupiter, or what part of the world are you in?
Beam boom boom beam boom beam boom 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 bop beam boom bop beam boom bop beam boom boom beam boom beam boom 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 bop.
Beast, I worry about your blood pressure, man. It's all to keep you in good health, man. You're a great person on that.
I already know that.
But getting worked up is not helping your blood pressure, buddy. If you act like,
people need to
even
learn
if
to
you don't
wake
like
up.
the Harry Potter thing, if you act like you do,
This is a sports program, not retards on crack. This is not the Teletubbies. This ain't Sesame Street. This ain't Mr. Rogers.
Wouldn't that be cool to be able to create a bunch of free gabagool, though?
Well, hey, Gabagool's on.
Help me. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Don't you think that'd be great?
I see some crackheads in my life, but wow, this cuts the cake. And knowing me, I already got some cake for the 4th of July, and I already got my burgers ready. Don't think I'm not ready.
What kind of cakes?
Food for Less was giving out chocolate fudge cakes for buy one, get one free for the 4th of July. And you know what? Hey, it's 4th of July time, and you know what that means? Pew, pew,
Are you going to put some red, white, and blue sprinkles on it?
pew, pew, pew.
Abracadoodle.
Red,
Are you going to
white,
put
blue
some red, white, and blue sprinkles on it?
I think I can arrange that for you. Get that arranged. That can be arranged automatically and immediately.
You're a great patriot, Beast.
The burgers are going to be cooked. I'm also going to be putting steak on, chicken, and also some good old-fashioned.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I got control over my own show again. Official bingo from the first ever Charles Gorman bingo card. Boomtown is the Gorman bingo gatekeeper. He has ruled no bingo during Charles' first call. And we're only counting his first call towards this because we just keep bringing Charles back on. Eventually, he'll get bingo. But first ever Charles Gorman bingo card. If you played along, officially no bingo. Charles, your thoughts?
It's interesting. As for Tanner Engstrand, I think, excuse me.
Sorry, Charles. We got breaking news here. A graduate of Hogwarts is called in. Hello, graduate.
Hello, Asmaniac. I've called in to confirm that I did indeed. I'm down here in the potion lair. I did indeed graduate with Beast. We had many a good times at Hogwarts. Here's my graduation attire to prove it. We went into the bathroom with Moaning Myrtle. We had the invisibility cloak. We stole all the snacks from the Great Hall. It was, if he wants to deny it, he can come upon and say hello. But I'm telling you, it is the truth. And I know the secret spell to prove it.
Pew, pew, pew.
Abracadoodle.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Expect it.
Wizard and magical fart blasting.
Get out of my face.
Beast.
And
Beast.
Look,
Put on your robe and embrace your inner wizard with me. Beast. Beast. Remember all the good times we had? We used to play spin the bottle with Hermione. Mr. Beast. Beastbreaker, I can't hear you. I must come out of my lair. Beast, calm down, old friend.
You kind of loser.
Wizard and magical fart blasting.
I'm not going to tell you again. You don't want none of me. I will rip your throat out and break your bones. And then I'm going to.
You are just mad that I beat you on the Quidditch tryouts and you didn't make it.
I flying monkeys bottle
For as
for
long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
You need real help, bro.
Beast, get your wand, Beast.
How about I put this baseball bat up your ass?
Embrace the brotherhood, Beast.
I will screw you up badly. I will break your face, crush your skull.
Don't make me get on my broom and fly to Chicago, Beast. Beast.
Kid, I will fuck you up with 3 pile drivers.
Beast.
Don't think I will.
Abracadabra.
I will.
I have a Nimbus 3000 ready to go in the driveway.
Okay.
And you and I both know that I know how to fly it because we graduated together.
Yeah.
See? Here it is. Don't make me get on it.
Yeah. Faucet liquor. You're nothing
No.
but faucet liquor. Pew, pew, pew.
Abracadoodle.
Oh my
You don't
goodness.
remember?
What is your wizard name? You're Albus Dumbledore?
They call me Harry Twatter and the Sorcerer's Stoned. The Sorcerer's Stoned is what they call me. And I'm just here to confirm that we did indeed have many good Christmases at Hogwarts, me and the Beast. And he was a much happier gentleman back then. I wish he would come to the class reunion. I've sent him many letters. I sent Dobby to his house to try to get him to come, and I just can't get him to admit that he went. So hopefully we keep playing these clips and he'll embrace the brotherhood of the wizardry, and I'll continue to call in until he does so. Thank you, Asmaniacs.
Thank you.
Abracadoodle.
God. Welcome to July on the Jake Asman Show. Training camp starts July 22nd. Oh my God. Team Curry says Beast needs a bingo card too. Boomtown, if you have any extra time. I mean, today is Canada Day for Boom, so we don't want to ask too much of them. South S, that was an incredible call. Wow. All right. More of your calls here. We're not doing a full 2-hour show here because I did that this morning and then did radio today. It's July 1st, so there's not a ton happening right now. We will be back tomorrow, though. Dylan Terraman's on the second show, so we'll still have daily content, more chances to win prizes, and all that. Hey, shout out to Emmanuel. Jake, you got his troops here laughing hysterically. Hey, shout out to the troops. Emmanuel, appreciate you, man. That's really the goal of the show at this point. You know, laugh, be entertained, have fun. And then when the real football starts, we'll be live every day. Big Country with a super chat. Beast Potter, why don't you just put a spell on Patriots 12 and make them stop? Thank you, Jake. You made my day. Don't forget, Beast, if your heart starts hurting, it's 911. Come on. Beast he's very fired up over 6 rings, but we're going to take his ass down altogether. Don't worry. Izzy's on the line. He's next. What's up, Izzy?
Yo, hey, how you doing, Jake? What's going on, y'all?
Izzy, you tell me, man. What do you got?
Nothing much, man. I just been working like hell, man, and I haven't had a chance to catch a live show. Or if I do, I gotta rewind it so I can see what happened in the show before I say anything. But yeah, man, I think I'm excited for just like everybody else is for training camp to start, man. I also agree with Ricky. I think that Garrett I think that's the contract I would do first because he's been, the most consistent. I mean, Sauce is great. Don't get me wrong. And like you said, I get it. It's kind of like, 50-50 because there's pros and cons to doing either or first. Because if you do Sauce first, then, Garrett might want to wait until the end of this year. He might pull out a 1,500-yard season, and then you got to pay him, up there with the Jamar Chases and stuff. He's going to want a lot of money. And if you don't pay Sauce now, then you got.
We lost to Izzy. He had a dead spot. I think they should pay both guys. I think Garrett, if you make him a top 7 to 10 receiver in about a year, he's probably 12 or 13 with how it keeps going up each year. Cap goes up 20%. I think both are going to get done for what it's worth. I just think Sauce is way easier to do because corners typically get paid. Sauce is more proven as far as accolades go than someone like Garrett. And we just saw Stingley, who Sauce has been better than in the totality of their careers, get paid. So I think it's just an easier deal to do. And if you intend to pay both, you're once again better off doing it now long term if you believe in both guys, which I think they do. All right, more of your calls now. Appreciate everyone tuned in. If you're on hold, I promise we're going to get to you.
Name 4 NBA teams that do not end in the letter S.
Miami Heat.
That's 1.
Orlando Magic.
Magic is 2. Let's go.
Utah Jazz.
Oh, my God, he's on a heater.
And there's one more.
There is one more.
Jazz. I said Magic.
5, 4,
Heat, Jazz,
3,
Magic.
2, 1. Get out of here. Comments, help him out.
Thunder. Okay,
Thunder. OKC Thunder. What was crazy was there was a guy dressed in a Jalen Williams jersey, like the whole thing with a giant ring on, and we were all making fun of him. Like, you got that jersey yesterday, right? Like, after they won the championship. And he's wearing a Thunder jersey in front of me, and I still couldn't get Thunder.
Damn.
What are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do? I didn't win anything, so it didn't ultimately matter, but I would have been the guy that got that right, not got that wrong. Shout out to Charles Gorman. What I would say is it's Chili's, right? It's the host jobs at Chili's. I would Google host interview questions at Chili's. I'm sure at a major chain like that, like they have a bunch of, I'm sure they're going to add extra questions, but I'm sure there's a base of questions that all interviewees get asked for that position. So I'd prepare myself for that. But I would Google that, but then just get a good night's sleep. Don't eat too heavy before the interview. What time is the interview?
10:30 a.m. on Saturday. I just threw in ChatGPT. What interview questions will you be asked for when interviewing for a hostess position at Chili's? And according to ChatGPT, question 1, tell me about yourself. Question 2, why do you want to work at Chili's? Question 3, what do you know about Chili's? How would you greet a customer who just walked in? What would you do if the restaurant is full and there's a long wait? How do you prioritize seating when the restaurant is busy? Have you farted on the Jake Asman show recently?
What I would do is then I would then start Googling. I'd ask AI how to answer those questions. You get a pretty good answer. You can probably
Well, guess
Google
what?
that.
They have that here. Tell me about yourself. Focus on your personality, work ethic, and any relevant experience, especially in customer service or food service. Why do you want to work at Chili's? Talk about your interest in the brand, the positive environment, your passion for working with people. I'll skip ahead. How would you greet a customer who just walked in? With a smile, a warm welcome, and ask how many are in their party while checking for any special requests. So good stuff on ChatGPT here.
It's good. I would come prepared. There's nothing I hate more than being unprepared. Like, what's the old saying? Being unprepared is just preparing to fail. Is that right? Did I say that right? I think I said that right.
I think it's failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Yeah, that's about right. That sounds right. But yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but the essence of that, yeah.
You a Harry Potter guy, by the way, Gary? What do you make of Six Rings hacking the show the way he has?
I'm not following. Is he actually hacking the show? I don't follow.
Yeah, I mean, Beast has figured out that Six Rings is behind why I keep getting hacked and these Potter videos keep playing. I got
the little clip you showed of Beast with no shirt on, with the man boobs. Can we enact a shirt policy? Like no shirt, no service type of deal? Like, is that
Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers. Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers, taking their shirts off.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
It's disturbing to see this many young American men who just don't care about their physical condition at all, don't care about their own well-being. It's a disturbing trend. I've given you all that life hack. I said eat fatty meat and water, and you'll never have to worry about being overweight. But you guys don't want to do it. You just don't care at all about your physical well-being. Okay. It's a disturbing trend. It's not good.
Time out. You're driving the train off the rails, going head first into a brick wall. Not a smart move. Not a smart move. My doctors have already told me I'm already a man's man. I'm way too
just
tough.
saw three of
My
them. I
powers
just
are way
saw
too
three of them in the
strong.
last 30 seconds, Barbarossa.
Okay, I understand that. Look, I'm James Hetfield, Dave Mustaine, John Bush, and many of the other stars that I've grown up with for many years. See, I think you need an understanding where I come from, son. Pew, pew, pew.
Abracadoodle.
Okay,
If
enough
you
of that.
ate fatty meat and water for 90 days, you would lose 60 pounds. you would have
here
energy.
we
You
go.
wouldn't live like this anymore. I've given
You know,
you guys the
Pringle was
cheat
right
code.
about one
You don't
thing.
want to
You
take it. And then you want to complain I can't lose weight, so I'll take Ozempic.
Cállate, cabrón. Cállate. Cállate. Pringle was right about one thing. You are mentally way off the rails, and you are like an out-of-control washing machine that doesn't even work correctly because you are this mentally delusional and completely
Bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo bop, bimbo bop, bimbo bop, bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo bop.
I thought I seen some cuckoos in my life, but wow. How about I just go get a cuckoo clock off of eBay? How about I just go get the talking fish? You know that mop, mop, mop. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the talking fish. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
about the talking
I know
fish.
exactly. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And the talking.
I can go get one of
this
those
came up
fishy
like
things that you
35 years ago. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can order one of these, but right now I'm not worried about that. Right now, I'm worried about building my
Big Mouth Billy
headquarters.
Bass, that's what it was called. Thank you, Clancy.
Those are classics. And you know what? I might get one of those soon enough. And I'll tell you what, you're a Mets guy, and I'm a Jets guy, a Knicks guy, and many others as well. And you're a Nets guy. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. Why Nets? Have you been with the Nets for since you were a kid, or what's the gag behind it?
Since I'm 6, 7 years old, I've been a Nets fan.
Wow.
That's what I'm going with. I don't change my allegiances. I'm a Nets fan, and that's the end of the story. That's my team. That's my baby. I will go down with that ship.
Oh boy. So you're basically saying that you're gonna go down with the ship with the Nets either way. And JDC, sorry, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not a Celtics person. I'm a New York Knicks guy, moron. Get your head out of the toilet and stop bombing for turds. Idiot people. Where do you find these people? I'll tell you. There's 10 planets in the world. Did you know about that one? There's 10. There's actually 10. Look up Nibiru. You've heard of Planet X?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Beast. I'm not.
Planet X is a thing called Nibiru. Look it up. Take this butazo shit down.
It's supposed to be behind the 7-Eleven. That's where he takes it up.
I'm sorry that this is yesterday's news. We are moving forwards. I'm sorry to tell you, you need to. You know what? I personally really don't give a shit about this garbage because this is crapola. You know?
Abracadoodle.
Look up Nibiru. Look it up.
Wizard and magical fart blasting.
I'm gonna get you, Six Strings. Believe me, Vato, your ass is gonna be El Pollo Loco when I'm done with you. And when I'm done, I'm gonna cut your ass up like hamburger meat and make nice size patties, giant size, nice and giant. Oh yeah, you know how we like it, nice and big. Bigger the better. Hey, and when they're on the grill, they're nice, fresh. And knowing you, let's look at it. You're from Texas. You're a cowboy kind of person. ADC 30. I swear to God, I'm gonna put you in a pile driver. 1, 2, 3, just like Paul Orndorff did a long time ago.
Abracadoodle.
God.
You can't put me in a pile driver because you can't get your hands on me because you can't catch me because you're 150 pounds overweight. You're not doing anything to me, right? Like, weed's not fat, but weed's like, I'm not gonna just stand in front of you and let you grab me. I promise you that.
I wasn't asking for you, you klutzo. I'm talking about JD Surf City. He's just another buto with a low IQ cheaper than $1 free toilet paper.
All right. You can go get JD Surf. That's on JD Surf.
Wait, Beast, what did you call Gary?
Not pile driving me.
Did you call Gary a klutzo?
Yeah, and you know what he could take up? You know what they used to do in Mexico? Toro!
Is that a British flag?
That's called a Union Jack. That's what they call their flag.
Dude, did you ever watch bullfighting in Mexico? I don't think you have. There's a wrestler that used to do this stuff called El Tiro Santana.
I remember Tito Santana, the Matador.
Let me bring on a wrestler. I got a guy. PBM is with us now. Hello, Mike.
Yeah. What'd you say? What
Does
wrestler?
anybody remember
Tito
the name?
Santana, the Matador. The
El
Rock.
Matador. You know, ole!
I don't know. I got no idea.
The only man to ever do
How old are you? You're in your early 30s? You're in your early 30s, Mike?
I'm 34.
Yeah, this is probably before your time. This is like I was real little when it was Tito Santana,
Rick
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Well, but everyone, he did the whole Mexico thing too, because he had that.
He had Mexican American. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Hold on a second. Clancy just wrote abracadoodle. Beast, you think he's behind it? And there's like certain cues in the chat, and that sets it off?
Beast, why does the Harry Potter stuff bother you so much?
It's garbage. Abracadoodle. I hated it in high school. I thought it was
For as
garbage.
long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
I'm not going to say party's over. Yeah, party's over. Either cut the shit or it's got to go. Or I'm going to take a nice vacation and relax because this is getting nowhere. I'm here to do 1 point and 1 point only. And just because I carry a 32-ounce bat and I used to swing home runs with this kind of a bat, I'm glad I retired.
Beast, do you have an Xbox?
I have a regular modded Xbox that carries over 10 to 15,000 games. The best.
What kind of Xbox?
Six Rings just messaged me in the chat. He goes, every day you live life like you're on vacation. Care to respond?
Hey, Six Rings, why don't you do all of us a favor? Go to your Bills channel. We don't, Big Fella said it best. We don't need your services, bro. You're just a joke. You're nobody. You can take your shit, shove it up your ass, and wipe it with it. And while you're at it, when you're done wiping your ass, take that Patriots jersey, put it in the water, and do a nice little bag it up in the bag and throw it to the Salvation Army. But if not,
Beast,
then
you gotta get the
I don't know what
game.
to tell you, kid.
Beast, one of my favorite games I ever played. I love it. It's Hogwarts Legacy. Dude, it's awesome. You gotta play it.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is mine. Same with T2
No, that's
the
a movie.
arcade. T2 the arcade is the best one. As well. Abracadoodle. T2
System is
my
that on?
Super Nintendo. T2 is my thing. T2 the arcade, try that out. It's pretty hard. It will challenge you, and it'll take you to realms that you have never seen nothing of before. Also,
I'll check it out. I love that stuff.
Try Doom 3. But here's the difference with the Doom 3. I have the Digipack that has the first Doom on there. That was my love. See, Doom was one of my favorites when I was 13, and I'm still loving it to this.
Oh, wow. He cut Beast Mike off.
Wow.
Oh, can
Jake,
I?
I actually had a football point under the.
Go ahead.
So I think Garrett has to get done first, just because. Well, they're both gonna get done, but Garrett has to get done first because the money can change drastically. Whereas Sauce, let's just say you don't pay him this year and you pay him next year, the difference is like $3 million a year. But Garrett, the receiver contracts are nuts, so it could be much higher.
I think they both need to get done. It's a fair point on Garrett because, we saw Chase completely reset the receiver market this offseason. So that's kind of the new barometer, which raises it for everyone else now. So you're not wrong about that. I'm oddly confident that they get deals done with both players before the start of the season.
I honestly think they both are going to get like 30, 31 million each. something along those lines. I think they're both going to get something like that.
Yeah,
We
and I
just
think
give
that
them
makes more
30,
sense.
30 each, wrap it up, call it a day, right? And then
Joint
we're done.
press
Like,
conference, good moment
Yeah.
for the fan base. It'll be exciting.
great
get
deal.
some
We
merch
can
with
finally have something
both
to
of
talk
them
about
on
on the Jake Asman show, Jets related.
Real news.
Real
Yeah.
news.
And I'm told that Dumbledore himself will be at the press conference with Beast.
You know, we should do like the Hogwarts characters. Who would be what? I think Dumbledore would be Papa Jet. Thinking about it.
Or Hagrid.
Yeah, it could be Hagrid too. I feel like Beast would be a good Hagrid.
No, he's Harry Potter, man.
For as long as I can remember, ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
I mean, the video speaks for itself.
I wanted to address something. Can I talk to Mike real quick? Mike, a
Charlie.
while ago, a couple weeks ago, somebody asked me my boxing Mount Rushmore. I put Whitaker on because I said he was the best defensive boxer of all time. And you asked me about Floyd, right? You said, isn't Floyd the best defensive boxer of all time?
Yeah.
All right, so this is like a Michael versus LeBron thing. You're asking someone who's 30, you're asking someone who's 40 or older, right? Like, you're going to get two different answers there. Those are the two
Gotcha.
best. We can debate. To me, Floyd's probably better. He's a better offensive fighter. He's got the pull counter. He's better at closing distance on you. But, like, if the fate of humanity is on the line, the Martians are pointing the missiles at you, and you have to land on either Floyd Mayweather or Sweet Pete Pernell Whitaker, I'm going to take my chances with Floyd. But those are the two best defensive fighters. Floyd, especially young Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd, was a really good offensive fighter. He carried a little pop. His pull counter and his ability to play with distance, kind of like a pitcher makes a ball looks like strike and a strike look like balls. He'd make you think you were out of range and safe, and he'd nail you with a right hand. Like the pull counter was something to behold. He had little check hooks and stuff.
And his footwork was so
Yeah.
non-conventional. He really is a one of a kind generational dude.
He's one of the best. Yeah, he's the best fighter of the post Roy Jones era by far. Right, like post Roy, Floyd's the best by far. I don't like to do the all-time great thing because, like, how do you compare a heavyweight from the 1920s to a bantamweight from today? It's like
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadabra.
But if I had to say who's the best purely defensive, who's the hardest guy to hit clean, I would say Whitaker 1 and then Floyd 2. But if you ask 10 people, depending on their age, you're going to get 5 and 5.
That was really well done.
I could beat Jake Paul right now.
Can I
If
come
Jake
back
Paul-
now, or are
I
we
could
done
beat
talking
Jake
boxing?
Paul. I'm a 154 pounder at my best. Jake Paul's a cruiserweight. I could beat Jake Paul right now with no camp. I'm 100% convinced of that. He can take the full 8-10 weeks, whatever he likes, and I will beat him off the couch. That's how bad
I'm actually
Jake Paul
impressed with Jake Paul for the fact that he's gotten way better. Like he's at least legit. He's not just a YouTuber.
He's
really
just
not.
a YouTuber. I Conor Long. I said, Conor Long, give me an 8-week camp. I could make you better than Jake Paul. Jake
Conor
Paul's
Long is
atrocious.
13.
I know. I know.
I don't know.
That's
dude,
my
I don't
point.
know.
He's not good. Everything is all one punch at a time. There's no follow-up. There's no set. Like, he looks like he's been boxing for 6 weeks. That's what he looks like.
Who would win in a fight, you or Beastbreaker?
I'm not going to let Beastbreaker grab me, so I'm just going to light him up and keep moving.
Yeah, but that
I'm
one
not going
punch
to
that
sit
he
there and
lands.
get in a cage with somebody who outweighs me by 150 pounds. I'm going to light him up, and I'm going to be, I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, but a
There's
beast
no way
casts
he
a
can
spell
catch
on
me.
you.
I'm not going to stand in front of him, so he's not going to be able to like grab me, and I'm not standing in front of him.
What if he does a little abracadoodle on you?
Oh, there's not much
No,
I
you're
can do about
screwed.
that. Yeah,
An
there's not much I can do
abracadoodle?
with that.
No, you're done. You're cooked.
There's not much I can do. There's not much Bruce Lee could do in that situation.
Gentlemen,
Floyd Mayweather can't defend the abracadoodle.
There's nothing you can do.
He's pointing. Garrett boxing point at you. Garrett boxing point at you. Garrett boxing pointing. I'm pointing. Boxing I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett boxing
Ladies and gentlemen, a couple calls left here. Eli, I haven't forgotten about you, Eli. Thank you very much. He is in the AsmanJake raffle for 5. Appreciate it, Eli. More of your calls. Big Country is on the line. What's up, Big Country?
What's up, buddy?
How we doing, man?
All good, you?
Fantastic. Where are you calling us from?
Upstate New York.
Ah, the country, baby.
Yeah. We're up by Champlain, the Great Adirondacks.
Very nice.
So question. I got my wife, me, and a couple of our friends are going to Jets Cowboys. My wife is a Green Bay fan, and I told her the only way that she's going is if she's wearing a Jets jersey. What jersey do you think I should get her?
I mean, does she like Aaron Rodgers? You could probably get that for like $20 online.
I wouldn't buy that with your money.
Interesting. Trying to think, what other Jet Packers ties are there? How does she feel about Josh Myers, the backup center?
At the same time, I really don't think she has a choice. Either she's going or my dad's going.
Well, I mean, look, if she has to wear a Jet jersey, then maybe Alan Lazard. I mean, he's still on the team.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah, man. I hope you don't get to play that much because I'd like to get some touchdowns, not drops. So,
well, I hope they win when you're there, Big Country. I mean, you'd be traveling a far journey to go to MetLife from where you are.
Yeah, it's I think it's about 4 hours from us.
That's far. There's no doubt.
So we're gonna hotel it and then pregame early, and then I don't know how much of the game I'm gonna remember, but I'll be there.
Well, Big Country, hopefully you bring us a win, all right? If not, we blame you.
All right. Hey, one more thing. Come here. Do it. Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, there we go. Love it. You start them young. Welcome to hell. Great job, Big Country. Love it. This was just sent to me. This is 6 rings as Peter Pettigrew. If you guys should see some of the emails I have received in the last week or so. The things that don't make the air, for example. Oh, my God. Dave Briga with a great question. Where is the exciting Big Cho? Big Cho, if you're out there, I hope you call in soon. It's officially July, which means we got about 15 days from right now until the Big Cho show debuts. And I think Big Cho needs to call in. He needs all the promotion he can get for the new show. And look, if you appear on this show, we create stars around here. Look at all the show spinoffs we've had. Gorman's got a show. Bobby's got a show. Dylan Terriman now has got his own show. Ricky NY has got a show. Snowball's got a show. Big Cho is now part of the AsmanJake cinematic universe. Ladies and gentlemen, global superstar Beastbreaker has called back in. Hello, Beast.
We're doing an update right now. I'm doing a little bit of
What are you doing?
malware. My computer crashed, so I'm in malware check right now. I'll call you guys back. I'm fixing computers right now. We're fixing it up right now. We're waiting for all the finals to come in. If I don't get to you, I'll get to you tomorrow.
Good afternoon. I'd like one bag of dicks, please. Thank you very much. All right, I got my bag of dicks. Let's go.
And he's gone. All right, one last call, and then we will call it a day. Ladies and gentlemen, some are saying we saved the best for last. We'll find out right now.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Hey, easy Thomas, you know it's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
Ricky.
Hey, Jake. Yeah, I would be honored to be considered a spinoff of this show. Uh, I just want to say I wasn't even going to call in this afternoon, but Charleston pumping me up at the beginning of the show, and then Izzy calling in to say that he agreed with me, and then right in the middle of his point, the internet crapped and it was like a tribute to calls of mine from back in the day. So quite appropriate. But just awesome. And I just wanted to say, thank you so much to you, and thank you to the whole community. It really means a lot, all the support everybody's given me.
I'll tell you what, Ricky, we all are huge fans of yours. I can't wait to actually meet you in person. I mean, you've been calling the show for 3 years already, but I get to finally meet you in Tampa when we're down there for week 3, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And your last caller, man, 4 hours might seem like a lot to him. I'll tell you right now, if I was 4 hours from MetLife, I'd be at every damn game. That is not too far for me to drive.
Honestly, if you're coming from Long Island, it's about 4 hours on the way back. So it's about the same.
Right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you and to meeting everybody. There's a lot of people from the community that are going, and I look forward to meeting everybody. Jets Johnny, Peg and Artie, more names than I can even name right now.
Dave Briga's among the names coming to Tampa.
Yeah, Rick, the great Rick Kent.
Kent,
yeah, there's going to be a lot of us there. It's going to be a great time, and I'm looking really forward to it. Very encouraged by what I heard from Engstrand today. And, I think there's going to be a little bit different approach with Fields. Like, I know that people probably think, they tried this in Chicago or Pittsburgh or whatever, but I don't know that they did. I don't know that I feel like they maybe took plays that they thought, he was more comfortable with in his prior stops. Whereas this time, I think they're like drawing up plays like specifically, with his skill set in mind. And the one last thing that I did want to say though about Breece Hall, and this is something that I guess it was kind of in the back of my mind, but I didn't really put all the numbers together until today. When I was listening to Eric Allen in the Engstrom thing, he said like. What were we? We were 31st in yards per game, but we had like a 4.6 yard per carry average, which that's a good average per carry, but our yards per game were terrible. Likewise, like our passing yards per game, were on par for the average, but our passing yards per play were like, bottom of the league. And it's like, yeah, because we had a bunch of short passing, no shots downfield, and the passing plays outnumbered the running plays. And for all the people that, are Breece doubters and think, oh, Breece isn't that good. Look, Breece was awesome prior to the injury. He looked like one of the best backs in the league. But every run can't be just pound it between the tackles, and nobody's going to lead the league in rushing when they're getting 11 carries a game. Yeah, that was something that really stood out to me is like, how can our yards per carry be so good? And, we averaged 91 yards per game as a team, like not even. And so, but I think it was just the lack of carries and the carries that they did get, like everybody knew, and Breece isn't a between the tackle runner. So I think the new offense, there's going to be a lot of motion. I think they're going to get him the ball in space. And I think, we're in for a really exciting year from Breece. But, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because, I know that last year he wasn't what we had all hoped for, but I think the lack of carries really figures into that a lot.
That, the injuries, just the bad scheme up front, they just weren't good at blocking it either, Ricky, too. Like, Brian Baldinger was on this show and said that it was like worse than a high school offense as far as their inability to like pick up assignments. Baldy played O-line in the NFL and was talking about it from a lineman perspective. It was bad. I mean, It's part of it with Engstrand that you hope gets better. Really, Steve Hyden's the offensive line coach. We opened the show talking about Engstrand being a first-time NFL play caller. Steve Hyden, their O-line coach, is a first-time offensive line coach. He was the tight ends coach of the Lions last year. Now, he coached O-lines with the Cardinals as an assistant, but he wasn't the head line coach there. Remember, like an underrated aspect of those Jet teams with Rex, that Bill Callahan was the O-line coach. Outstanding offensive line coach. There's talent on this O-line. Hopefully they could do something with it. Pat McAfee's tank top. Okay, this is too much Jets talk.
Abracadabra.
You can't win, people. You can't win. Real quick before we wrap up, new item in the merch store, Jake Asman pennants and flags. So you could put an Asmaniac and Jake Asman show flag in the man cave or the woman cave or the global studio headquarters. JakeAsman.com/sharp if you're a Patreon. JakeAsman.com/shop if you're a Patreon member. It's 20% off all the items in there. Another reminder to join the Patreon because we're going to update the list of names in the countdown ticker for the show in about another day or so. On that note, thank you all. Hold on.
What's this?
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike?
My question.
Yes?
Can I do a shameless plug or no?
How shameless is it?
I'm going to start a channel, and today is going to be the first day for it. It's going to be 52 weeks to jits, and it's going to be
what?
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
Calm your freaky down.
I thought you said something else.
No, jits. J-I-T-Z.
Calm your freaky down.
So I'm going to document basically each week the progress, and today's going to be the start of the 52 weeks because my plan is to be on the mats July 1st, 2026.
Is it just going to be you, or is your lovely wife going to be a part of it as well, Mrs. PBM?
She might be a part of it.
Yep. Is she going to film you doing the rehabs? The
She
PT?
might. It
Yeah.
depends. Some floor exercises and things that I'm doing and whatever. The first episode that I do today is going to be like maybe a 20-minute live, just recapping the past 2 weeks.
So what's it called? It's called Jizzing with Mike.
Jizzing with Mike. 52 weeks to jits.
Got it. Okay, so Jizzing with Mike, everyone.
Purple about Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Now that's a new one for this Asmaniac cinematic universe we were talking about. All right, I'm done. I've done too much broadcasting today. Thank you all. We're back tomorrow. 2 more shows. I don't have a guest for the first one yet tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple people. We're going to try and feature some pretty big names this month before we get training camp underway. Last year, Joe Tippmann was among our big names in July, so we're still keeping the content fresh, and then we're really going to ramp it up, of course, once training camp gets underway. But shout out to the diehards who still are tuned in each and every day, all the Asmaniacs who make this show so much fun all the time. On that note, that is it for me. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you already have not done so, or if you haven't done so already, I mean. And until next time, folks, I'll talk to you soon. Go Jets, everybody.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I bark. I'm
Jets,
Charles.
Yankees, comics, hip-hop. Nobody compares when it comes to him. He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Plus, he calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Jake is the Muffin Man, but Gator is not very good with doing his videos, and he made the Muffin Man kind of look like
You know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man.
Oh my God, Gator's a madman.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I didn't even get to ask him on the way out. Any parting words? To be fair, I only play it for half a second, and then I say, no, this is wrong. I have to stop it.
Who is the Muffin Man?
I
Jake.
promised him I wouldn't
Jake.
do it, Jake. Damn it, I promised.
Oh, you know the Muffin Man.
Why do you think I'm the Muffin Man, Bobby?
Because you look like a muffin head.
The Muffin Man coming in with a super chat saying, great show, everybody. Please, for the love of God, please do not call me the Bobby Man. I will leave.
Do you know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane?
Oh boy! Wow! Wow! That's some pretty strange stuff. Wow! I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this stuff.
Good afternoon. I'd like one bag of dicks, please. Thank you very much. All right, I got my bag of dicks. Let's go.
I did not say that. No.
Now there's a gas station over here. I'm gonna go get some pizza and see if they have any butter to put on it.